So last night I posted my live reaction to the ending of Borderlands 3's DLC 1, of course being Moxxi's Heist on the handsome Jackpot, and to say that I loved it would be an understatement. It is great, but we're going to save that for another video where I will break down the whole DLC and give my thoughts on it. For this video we're going to be talking about something way more interesting. So at the end of the video, after seeing the ending, I had speculated that what we saw might not have been Timothy throughout the whole DLC. In fact, I thought it could have been Jack himself. Now, no one believed me and no one agreed with me, and that's totally fine, and you know, why would it make sense? Even Gearbox themselves have said that Jack is dead. And I will admit, I don't even fully believe it myself, but there are so many things in this DLC that so many people have missed which point towards this guy being Jack. And you probably may have missed them if you weren't paying attention. So first of all, let's talk about that ending. I'm gonna roll the clip and then I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on it.
Need a hand?
Moxxi, you know, I've been wondering, why did you say yes to dinner that night?
I was hungry.
Yeah, but Jack, he was the worst.
Oh, honey. If I thought you were Jack, I'd have shot you the moment you stepped up to my bar.
So, I didn't even fool you a little.
Not even a little.
So, I didn't even fool you a little.
Not even a little.
Now, before I talk about it, I do want to say, if you don't know anything about Timothy the Doppelganger from pre-sequel, go and do your research on it and go and read up on it so that you better understand this video. But at the end of the DLC, we see Timothy talking to Moxxi about a time that he asked her out for dinner and he wanted to know why she said yes. Moxxi's response is that she didn't believe for 1 second that Timothy was Jack, even though he was pretending to be. If you guys didn't already know, Jack and Moxxi did previously date. And then Timothy, of course, says not even a little, and then Moxxi agrees, and then, you know, it rolls the whole little cutscene at the end. But what's really interesting is that they play this same dialogue right at the end before it goes to credits. But they don't just play it in any ordinary way. They play it kinda echoey, almost as if it's in Timothy's head. And I know to you guys this might just be him being happy and stuff, but I look a lot deeper into this. So, we know that the casino is basically a prison. We know that the people on there just want to kill everyone and get off of there, right? So the whole goal would be to flee the prison. Now, I'm not saying this is what it is, but I want you guys to just imagine that it is for 1 second to better understand this. Before I bring up any of my points, let's just say that this is Handsome Jack. So at the end of the DLC, after Jack basically fools Moxxi into still making her think that this is Timothy, he decides that he's going to flee the casino. That is what we see when he walks out of the tower onto the main deck. He knows that the casino is being destroyed and he knows he needs to get off of there and flee before anyone figures out who he really is. And then, bang, it plays that dialogue in Jack's head and he realizes, hold on, I just sacrificed my hand and Moxxi still thinks I'm Timothy. You've got to remember that sacrificing his hand just to save this ship and all the people on it is something Jack would never do. So Jack realizes that he has once again fooled her and the rest of the Vault Hunters and can now worm his way back into her life, perhaps as a way of starting over or getting revenge. And let me make that clear, me saying that this could be Jack isn't about him coming back as an antagonist. This could just be Jack trying to restart his life. In fact, if you've played pre-sequel, you'll know that Jack is more misunderstood and confused rather than evil. Also, something even more fishy around the whole fleeing the casino idea is that after you beat the DLC, Timothy is nowhere to be found. At least from my experience. If you find him, let me know where he is, but I looked everywhere. He's not in his hideout, he is not in Sanctuary with Moxxi, he is not even at the end of the boss fight when you farm it. This guy has seemingly disappeared and I could not find him. Now let's talk about why he wears a mask. Now up until today, I thought that this was one of the biggest leads until someone on Twitter pointed it out to me. So at first I thought, why does the doppelganger wear a mask? Again, if you've played pre-sequel, you'll know that Timothy's face is just fine compared to Handsome Jack's, who is of course scarred with that vault symbol. But Twitter user BackaPotato did tweet a video at me which I must have missed while playing through the DLC, where Timothy basically says that all doppelgangers were branded after Jack got branded.
I never really resented Lilith, but after Jack got his scar, he branded all of us body doubles to match, so it's a little.
And notice he says doppelgangers, and the reason he says this is because we know of course there is more than one Handsome Jack doppelganger. There is Timothy, and we also have Handsome Jackie, and I would guess that all of the psychos in the DLC with the Handsome Jack masks on may also be doppelgangers too, but I'm still unsure about that. Another little clip I want to point to you guys is this one right at the end of the DLC too.
You know, I've been wondering, why did you say yes to dinner that night?
I was hungry.
Yeah, but Jack, he was the worst.
The way he says that is very, very peculiar, and it really strikes me as something Jack would say. The way his face looks, the way he says it, it's just something Jack says, and he said it just exactly like him. Now, I know of course he could be in pain, and that is probably the most reasonable outcome, and that's probably what I'm going to go with. But you also have to wonder, we know that Timothy had to get in character to speak like Jack, as we saw in the mission just before the final mission, so it makes you wonder why he said it awfully like Jack after the DLC had already ended. And another lead we have is that Timothy tells us at the start of the DLC that he has Jack-like tendencies which involve wanting to strangle kittens from time to time. Now this could have just been a joke, but you also need to take it very serious, as this could mean that Timothy is on the same warpath that Jack was, slowly descending into madness. Borderlands 3's main story was quite weak, and honestly Gearbox needs something to really hype up again and bring back all the old fans that might have given up on the game. So with that being said, building Timothy as the Handsome Jack 2.0, or he could even be Handsome Jack, would be the perfect way to do so. And since we already know that Lilith is most likely going to be returning in future DLC, it wouldn't surprise me if this was just one big ploy for Jack to get back at Lilith for taking him out. And on a final closing note, if this is Jack, if Jack is pretending to be Timothy, if he fooled us all, and if this one thing was just a big ploy to get himself back into the world, then we need to ask ourselves the most important question. Did we kill Timothy at the end of Borderlands 2? I mean, we know that Jack has branded all of his doppelgangers after the mark, which was at the end of the pre-sequel, so it makes you wonder, what did Jack see when he was sitting in that throne inside of the vault? Did he see himself inside of the vault, or did he see Timothy the doppelganger inside of the vault? In fact, one more thing to leave you guys on as a closing note is this audio quote from Angel during the Control Core Angel mission in Borderlands 2.
Imagine if you keep this up, I'm heading down there to blow your brains out myself! You hear me?
He's lying. The coward would never face you in person.
He would never face us in person, and that's something that now we really have to debate. Did we ever see Jack in Borderlands 2? Of course though, this is just a theory, a game that I'm only kidding. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and please give me your thoughts down in the comment section below. Like I already said, I will have a video going up in the coming days talking about the DLC and my overall review of it. But until then, thank you guys for watching and have a nice day.